All right, so you really outdone yourself with this one. You've sent us a ton of information on Solana, and it seems like something big is going on.
Yeah, it looks like we've got breaking news from CoinMarketCap and Crypto Daily, and also some pretty in-depth financial analysis from finance feeds, even updates straight from Solana's own website.
And the craziest thing is that the latest pieces, they were published today, January 23rd, 2025.
Hot off the press.
Exactly. So hot off the press. So today we want to, I guess our mission is to go a little deeper than just the surface.
Yeah.
And really try to figure out why we're seeing all this activity.
Right.
What does it mean for Solana, both now and in the future?
Yeah.
And get this, a Trump meme coin was launched on Solana. And for a while there, it was actually worth more than Dogecoin.
Wow.
We're going to unpack that story because, believe me, things are about to get interesting.
Okay.
But first, let's make sure that everyone's on the same page here. Can you give us a quick Solana 101?
Absolutely. So for those who are unfamiliar, Solana is a blockchain platform, and it's designed to be really fast and cost efficient. So you can kind of think of it as a competitor to Ethereum.
Okay, so what makes Solana a potential Ethereum killer? I think that's what some people are calling it.
Yeah, so there are a few key features that set Solana apart. One of the most important is this thing called proof of history, or POH.
Proof of history.
Yeah, and so what that is basically a unique way of time-stamping transactions and makes the network really, really efficient. And as a result, you get blazing fast transaction speeds.
So basically a blockchain where you don't have to wait forever for your transaction to go through.
Exactly. That's the promise of Solana.
And I'm seeing here that Solana is known for its, I guess, super low transaction fees too?
Yes, that's another major selling point.
Right.
Transactions on Solana can cost a fraction of a penny, which makes it really attractive for everyday users and developers who are building on the platform.
So you can see why there's so much buzz.
Right.
All this sounds fantastic, so why isn't everyone just using Solana already? What's the catch?
Well, I mean, no system is perfect, and Solana has definitely faced some challenges. One of the most significant concerns is network outages.
Okay.
It's had a few notable outages, which understandably, have led to some questions about its reliability.
Right, and then there's a whole regulatory landscape too, right? It seems to be getting more complex every day.
Definitely. And I think the recent SEC lawsuit against Coinbase, which mentions Solana, shows that regulators are starting to pay attention, which adds, another layer of uncertainty to the platform's future.
Sure. So it's not all smooth sailing for Solana, but the potential is definitely there. If someone listening wanted to get their hands on some SOL, especially in the US, where could they do that?
So based on what we've seen, reputable exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance.us all offer SOL trading to U.S. residents.
Good to know. Now let's dive back into this Trump meme coin frenzy, because it seems like that really set things on fire.
It did.
What can you tell us about this so-called official Trump coin?
So the launch of this Trump meme coin on the Solana network really sent shockwaves through the crypto world, and it caused a massive surge in activity and pushed Solana's price to new heights. It actually hit an all-time high of $293 on January 19th.
Wow, just a few days ago, we're talking all-time highs. And the numbers are pretty crazy. Total value locked, or TVL, on Solana also skyrocketed. It went to $13.9 billion. Right. And for a brief moment, its market cap reached $127 billion.
It did. And I think it's important to remember that this isn't just about, a meme coin. This kind of highlights the fact that Solana is increasingly attractive to these decentralized exchanges, or DDX.
Good.
These are basically exchanges that allow users to trade cryptocurrencies directly with each other, so without needing a centralized intermediary like Coinbase.
So the meme coin craze, as wild as it was almost like a gateway drug to the broader Solana ecosystem.
Yeah, I think you could say that. The huge volume of transactions generated by this meme coin mania kind of put Solana's capabilities to the test. And while there were some hiccups, it showcased the platform's potential to really handle large amounts of traffic, which is crucial for any platform that wants to, be a major player in the crypto world.
Sure. It's amazing how a simple meme coin can have such a dramatic impact on a platform's price.
Yeah.
How does that actually work?
So it really just comes down to the basic principles of supply and demand.
Oh.
So the meme coin frenzy created this surge in demand for SOL. So think about it. More people want to buy Trump. That means more people need SOL to do it. That increases demand, and that drives up the price.
Okay. But is this kind of price pump sustainable? I mean, meme hype can be so fleeting, right?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
It's still too early to say if this momentum is going to continue. Meme coins are notoriously volatile, and the hype could vanish as quickly as it appeared.
Speaking of volatility, our sources mentioned that Coinbase, one of the biggest crypto exchanges out there, had a bit of a struggle keeping up with all the Solana action. What happened there?
Yeah, so Coinbase experienced some significant difficulties trying to process all these Solana transactions, especially at the peak of the meme coin surge.
Yeah.
Some users were reporting wait times of up to 21 hours.
21 hours. That's crazy. How did Coinbase respond to this?
Well, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong publicly acknowledged the problem, apologized for any inconvenience. He emphasized that Coinbase is committed to improving their infrastructure to support Solana better, especially given this recent activity.
So they dropped the ball, but they're working on fixing it. What's the significance of Coinbase investing in its Solana infrastructure? Is it just about trying to catch up, or is there something bigger here?
So it's more than just catching up. I think this move by Coinbase is a huge signal of confidence in Solana. They're essentially putting Solana on the same level of support as Bitcoin and Ethereum. It suggests that they believe that Solana is here to stay and that they're willing to invest the resources necessary to handle this continued growth. So it's, I think, a major endorsement for the platform.
That's a really interesting point. So we've got this incredible surge in interest, driven in part by meme coins, leading to Coinbase making major upgrades to handle Solana's volume. It's a picture of a platform on the rise. But the question remains, is Solana a good long-term investment? Is this just a flash in the pan, or is there some real staying power here? What do the sources have to say about that?
Well, as you might expect, there are some differing opinions. Some analysts are incredibly bullish on Solana, and they predict that SOL could reach $500 or even $600 in 2025.
More than double its current price.
Exactly. But others are more cautious.
Right.
They see the potential for a major price correction, especially when the meme coin hype eventually dies down.
So there's some definite risk involved, but I mean, that's true of any investment.
Yeah.
Especially in crypto.
Absolutely. And I think with Solana, there are some key factors to watch that will likely influence its long-term trajectory. Can Solana maintain its momentum beyond meme coins?
Right.
Will it attract more serious projects and developers to build on the platform? And crucially, how will they address these concerns about the network outages?
And we can't forget about the whole regulatory landscape either. How Solana navigates all of these challenges is going to have a major impact on its future as well. So it sounds like there's a lot to unpack here, and we've only just scratched the surface.
We've got a lot more ground to cover, that's for sure.
Okay.
In part 2, we'll dive even deeper into Solana's potential, its challenges, and really the key factors that could determine its fate in the years to come.
I can't wait. This is already shaping up to be one of our most fascinating deep dives yet. Stay tuned, everyone, because we're just getting started.
Welcome back. So we're right in the middle of our Solana exploration. And trust me, there's a lot more to uncover.
I'm ready for round 2. We left off talking about whether Solana is a good long-term investment. And you mentioned that there are some conflicting opinions out there. Some analysts are incredibly bullish, predicting SOL could reach $500 or even $600 in 2025.
Yeah, those are some pretty eye-popping figures. But the question is that realistic? One of the things that will determine Solana's fate is whether it can attract a thriving developer community.
Okay.
You know, Ethereum has this massive first-mover advantage. Thousands of developers are already building on its platform.
Right, so Solana needs to convince those developers that it's worth switching over, or at least start building on Solana in addition to Ethereum.
Exactly. And that means offering some pretty compelling reasons to choose Solana. You know, it's a very competitive landscape out there.
For sure.
Solana needs to provide the right tools, the right resources, the right incentives to attract and retain, top-tier developers.
And how do those network outages that we talked about earlier, how do those play into this? Because that's got to be a major concern for developers and users alike.
Oh.
I mean, nobody wants to build on a platform that's unreliable.
You're absolutely right. Reliability is, it's paramount in the blockchain world.
Yeah.
And if Solana wants to be taken seriously as a contender,
Right.
they have to address these outages head on. They need to demonstrate that they've learned from past mistakes and that they've, implemented solutions to prevent them from happening again.
So are they doing that? What are they doing to improve the stability of the network?
There's evidence that they're actively working on it. Solana's developers are constantly pushing out updates and improvements aimed at enhancing the stability and the resilience of the network.
Okay, good. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about regulation. We touched on the SEC lawsuit against Coinbase earlier.
Right.
But what does the overall regulatory landscape look like for Solana?
That's a really tricky question.
Yeah.
The regulatory environment for crypto is constantly evolving, and it varies significantly from country to country.
So a lot of uncertainty for the whole industry.
A lot of uncertainty, yeah, and I think that uncertainty can make investors hesitant, particularly institutional investors who are, accustomed to clear rules and regulations.
Right. So how is Solana navigating this challenging regulatory environment?
Well, from what we've seen, it seems like they're taking a very proactive approach. They're engaging with regulators, trying to educate them about the technology, and advocating for, clear and reasonable guidelines.
So it sounds like they're trying to work within the system, play by the rules, which is probably a smart move in the long run.
Yeah, I think it definitely shows a commitment to compliance, which could give them an edge as regulators start to crack down on, projects that are perceived as, operating in the shadows.
Right. Now, you sent over some information about a Solana-powered shopping event. What was that all about?
Oh yeah, the on-chain holiday. It was basically an online shopping event where people could use their stable coins and meme coins to buy merchandise from various brands and retailers.
So they're using crypto to buy actual real-world stuff.
Exactly. And it was all powered by the Solana blockchain. So the event really showcased the potential of Solana Pay, which is their payment platform.
Okay, that's really interesting. We've got these meme coins, these shopping events. It seems like Solana is trying to make its way into all sorts of different areas.
Yeah, what's really fascinating is that they're not just focusing on one use case.
Yeah.
They're really exploring a wide range of applications for the technology, from DeFi to gaming to NFTs to payments.
So they're casting a wide net, seeing what works and what sticks.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. And it's a strategy that could really pay off. By diversifying their efforts, they increase their chances of finding that killer app, that's really going to drive mass adoption.
Now, one thing that really caught my eye in those articles was this idea of blinks and actions on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
What is that all about?
This is a really interesting development. Solana has partnered with Twitter to integrate crypto features directly into the platform.
Wait, so you can actually send crypto on Twitter now?
Not quite in the way you might be thinking. The new features allow users to connect their crypto wallets to their Twitter accounts, and then they can send transactions without ever having to leave the Twitter website.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of like Venmo, but on Twitter and with crypto?
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And this is potentially huge because it exposes a massive new audience to the world of crypto, right? You have a lot of people on Twitter who are completely unfamiliar with blockchain technology.
Sure, yeah.
And so this integration could be a major on-ramp, bringing in those new users who might never have even considered crypto before.
So it lowers the barrier to entry significantly and makes it more accessible to the average person.
Exactly.
This is all starting to make sense. It seems like Solana is really playing the long game here. They're building out this robust ecosystem, exploring all these different applications, and focusing on user-friendliness to make crypto less intimidating for newcomers.
Yeah, and they're also really laser focused on building a strong developer community. Remember that report from Electric Capital that highlighted Solana as the fastest growing ecosystem for new developers?
Yeah, so even though Ethereum has the head start, Solana is attracting a lot of talented developers who are excited about the platform.
Yeah, and that talent is crucial for driving innovation, right? That those are the developers who are going to be creating the next generation of decentralized applications that could revolutionize all sorts of industries.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Solana's potential, the challenges they face, their strategies, and their growing community.
Yeah.
But there's one crucial aspect we haven't really dived into yet, and that's the technology itself.
You're right. We've kind of danced around it.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to take a closer look at what makes Solana tick under the hood.
What's the secret sauce?
Yeah.
What are the technical innovations that make Solana stand out?
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. So remember that proof of history, or POH mechanism that we mentioned earlier? Well, that is one of Solana's most significant differentiators.
Okay, can you remind us how POH works and why it's so important?
Sure. So essentially, POH is a way of timestamping transactions in a verifiable and incredibly efficient manner.
Okay.
It's like a cryptographic clock that keeps track of the precise order of events on the blockchain.
So it's not just verifying that a transaction happened, but it's knowing precisely when it happened.
Exactly. And that is absolutely crucial for speed. By establishing this really clear and undisputed order of events, Solana can process transactions in parallel, which massively increases throughput.
So POH is like a turbocharger for the network.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
And POH isn't the only innovation that Solana has implemented. They've also developed this novel consensus mechanism called Tower BFT.
Okay, I'm sensing some technical jargon creeping in here.
It's okay.
Can you explain that in the way that even I can understand?
Of course. So Tower BFT, which stands for Byzantine Fault Tolerant, is a way of ensuring that the network can reach consensus even if some of the nodes in the network are malicious or faulty. It's a really vital security feature that makes Solana far more resistant to attacks.
So it's kind of like a built-in system of checks and balances to prevent bad actors from disrupting the network.
Precisely. And these groundbreaking technical innovations are really what allow Solana to achieve its impressive speed and scalability.
Okay, so Solana is fast, it's scalable, it's secure, but what about energy efficiency? We know that some blockchains, like Bitcoin, have been criticized for their high energy consumption.
Right, and that's a really important consideration, and it's one that Solana has really tackled head-on. So Solana's proof of stake, or POS, consensus mechanism, is far more energy efficient than Bitcoin's proof of work system.
Okay, can you maybe elaborate on that a little bit? What's the key difference between proof of stake and proof of work?
So in a proof of work system like Bitcoin's, you have miners who are competing to solve these complex mathematical problems to add new blocks to the blockchain, and this process demands a massive amount of computing power and energy.
It's like a never-ending computational arms race.
That's a good way to think about it. But with proof of stake, validators are chosen to add blocks based on the amount of cryptocurrency that they already hold and have staked in the network.
Okay.
And this eliminates the need for that energy-intensive mining.
So it's a much more environmentally friendly approach.
Exactly. And it's one that Solana has really wholeheartedly embraced. They've even implemented this unique feature called Turbine, which helps reduce the amount of data that needs to be transmitted across the network, further increasing efficiency.
So they're optimizing for efficiency at every level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that commitment to sustainability is something that's becoming increasingly important, especially as the world grapples with, climate change.
Now, one thing that we keep seeing in these articles is this idea of Solana being an Ethereum killer. Is that really a fair comparison? Are they truly in direct competition with each other?
Yeah, it's a catchy headline, but it's important to remember that Ethereum and Solana aren't necessarily, locked in this life or death battle for dominance. They each have their own strengths and weaknesses, they target different audiences, and they have, I think, different visions for the future of blockchain technology.
So it's not a winner-take-all scenario.
Right.
There's room for multiple platforms to coexist and even complement each other.
Exactly. And in fact, I think a diverse and healthy blockchain ecosystem is probably a good thing overall. Competition often leads to innovation, and a wider range of options ultimately benefits users.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's move on to some of the specific applications that are being built on Solana. What are some of the most exciting projects out there right now?
One area where Solana is really shining is decentralized finance, or DeFi. There are tons of innovative DeFi projects popping up on Solana that offer a variety of services: lending and borrowing, trading, yield farming, you name it.
And these projects can really take advantage of Solana's speed and low fees, which makes the user experience so much smoother.
Exactly. So Solana's fast transaction speeds and incredibly low costs make it really perfect for DeFi applications, where users need to be able to move their funds quickly and cheaply.
So DeFi is a big one for Solana.
Yeah.
What else is happening?
Another area where Solana is making waves is non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. Remember those Degenerate Ape Academy NFTs that we talked about earlier? They played a pretty big role in driving Solana's price to those new all-time highs.
Yeah, those were pretty wild. I still don't quite understand the appeal of digital apes.
Right.
But hey, people seem to love them.
The NFT space is definitely still evolving, but there's no question that it's becoming incredibly popular, and Solana is becoming a major hub for NFT creators and collectors.
Why is that? What's drawing them to Solana?
Once again, it comes down to speed and cost. Minting and trading NFTs on Solana is much faster and cheaper than on a lot of other platforms, which makes it more accessible for everyone.
So it's an easier entry point for both the artists creating the NFTs and the buyers who want to collect them.
Right, and that's attracting a lot of new users to the Solana ecosystem.
Now let's talk about gaming. I've heard some rumblings that Solana is starting to make some serious moves in the gaming world.
Yeah, there's a rapidly growing number of blockchain-based games that are being developed on Solana.
Okay.
And these games often integrate NFTs and allow players to earn cryptocurrency rewards.
So it's this whole play-to-earn concept where you can actually make money by playing video games.
Exactly, and that is a concept that's gaining a lot of traction, especially in developing countries where people are looking for innovative ways to generate income.
So it sounds like Solana is positioning itself to be a major player in the future of gaming.
They're definitely making a strong push in that direction, and considering the absolutely massive size of the gaming industry, it's a market with enormous potential for growth.
All right, so we've covered DeFi, NFTs, gaming. It seems like Solana is trying to be everything to everyone.
It's an ambitious strategy, and only time will tell if it ultimately pays off. But one thing is for sure, Solana is really boldly pushing the boundaries of what's possible with blockchain technology.
So even if they don't become the so-called Ethereum killer, they're still a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. Solana is a really fascinating project to watch, and its journey is just beginning.
I'm hooked. I can't wait to see what they do next. But before we get too carried away, we still have some intriguing details to unravel from all this research, specifically those tidbits about the official Trump and Melania meme coins.
Ah, yes, those were quite the rabbit holes. And they offer some really valuable insights into the psychology of the crypto market. Shall we delve into those in part 3?
Lead the way. I'm ready to dive deeper. Okay, so it's time to explore this wild world of Trump coins and Melania tokens. You mentioned that they offer some unique insights into the psychology behind the crypto market.
They really do. It's a fascinating case study in how hype and speculation and even celebrity can drive market movements.
Okay, tell me more. What did our sources reveal about this whole meme coin phenomenon?
Well, first off, it's clear that meme coins, especially those associated with such polarizing figures, are incredibly volatile. I mean, one minute they're soaring high above Dogecoin and the next they're plummeting back to earth.
So it's like a roller coaster ride for investors. What drives people to invest in something so unpredictable?
You know, for some, it's the thrill of the gamble. The potential for massive gains, in a very short period of time is incredibly alluring.
So it's not necessarily about the technology or the utility of the coin itself. It's more about like riding the wave of hype and hoping to cash out before it crashes.
Yeah, that's often the case with meme coins, for sure. It's about tapping into that fear of missing out, that FOMO that can drive people to make, impulsive decisions.
And speaking of FOMO, our sources mention that Google searches for buy Solana, buy crypto, even Coinbase, all spiked during this meme coin frenzy.
Right, and that's a great example of the spillover effect. The attention these meme coins generated, even if it was tied to controversial figures, brought a lot of new attention to Solana and to the broader crypto market in general.
So these meme coins almost acted as a gateway, like piquing people's curiosity and leading them to maybe explore the world of crypto for the first time.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some of those newcomers might stick around, They might educate themselves and discover some legitimate projects with real long-term potential.
Okay, so there's a potential upside to all the meme coin madness.
Right.
But we can't ignore the risks either. People can lose a lot of money investing in such volatile assets.
Absolutely. And that's why it's crucial for investors, especially those who are new to crypto, to really understand the risks involved. Meme coins are highly speculative. Their value can fluctuate wildly, and there's always that potential for scams or what's called a rug pull, where developers basically abandon a project and take investors' money with them.
So classic case of buyer beware. Do your research, understand what you're investing in, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's so important to approach this space with a lot of caution, and just remember that not all crypto projects are created equal. Some are driven by solid fundamentals and real-world utility, while others are just pure speculation.
Now, one of the most surprising things about this whole Trump coin saga is that Melania Trump launched her own rival cryptocurrency, Talk about a family feud.
Right. It definitely adds another layer of intrigue to the story, and it speaks to the power of branding. Even in the realm of meme coins, having a recognizable name attached can make a big difference.
So it's not just about funny memes, but it's the personalities and the stories behind those memes.
That's a great point, and I think it's something that Solana seems to understand. They're actively courting influencers and celebrities trying to attract more mainstream attention.
So they're playing the PR game. They're trying to make Solana the cool kid on the blockchain.
Yeah, and it could pay off. In a crowded marketplace, standing out is essential. And I think Solana is doing a good job of differentiating itself.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We talked about Solana's technology, the challenges they face, the opportunities ahead, their growing community, their marketing savvy, and even the psychology behind meme coins. What does it all mean? What's the key takeaway here for our listener?
I think the main takeaway is that Solana is a platform with tremendous potential. It's fast, it's scalable, it's attracting some of the brightest minds in the space, and it's really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with blockchain technology.
But as we've discussed, they are also facing some significant challenges. You've got the network outages, the uncertainty around regulation, and just the inherent volatility of the crypto market itself. And all of these things could impact its future.
Absolutely. Solana is at a crossroads, and the decisions they make in the coming months and years will determine whether they achieve those ambitious goals or fade into obscurity.
It's a fascinating story, and it's still being written. And we'll definitely be watching closely to see how it unfolds.
That's the beauty of this space. It's constantly evolving, full of surprises, and always pushing those limits of innovation.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember about Solana?
I want them to remember that Solana is a platform worth watching. It has the potential to disrupt multiple industries and really change the way we think about finance, technology, and the internet itself.
And if anyone out there is considering investing in Solana,
do your research, understand the risks, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Words to live by in the crypto world. This has been an incredible deep dive. It was full of twists and turns as always.
It has been. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And to our listener, thank you for sending us all this amazing information. If you ever need help navigating this complex world of crypto, you know where to find us. Happy diving.